Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday service of Now Creations. I thought that the best way to introduce today's service would be to share with you a rose from our Peace and Love rose bush. I think the rose will speak for itself. Just notice it. Feel it. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. You and I are things of beauty. We too are eternal joys. Make no mistake about this. It's the way we've been created. And speaking of joys, what a joy it is to greet you in this weekly teaching. It's especially nice because we are now ready to complete the trilogy which I began 2 weeks ago. The trilogy concerned your sense of self. The first part focused on awakening, on remembering ourselves as a free, aligned soul vibrating with love. The second part of the trilogy, last week, the teaching was on creating. Creation is what you do when you awaken. Creation is what you do when you remember who you are. And that we remember that we are here to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy. That each one of us is ready to take our rightful place as a co-creator of the universe. The session itself concluded with Robert Monroe's understanding of what you are as an aware being on the planet and what you bring to the planet. In addition to the many gifts, including beauty beholding and intelligence, Monroe said that the biggest gift that you, as an aware soul, brings to the planet is what he called the Big Nugget. The Big Nugget is love. And what I would want to suggest is that love is the epitome of what you are. It is who you are when you remember who you are. And it is how you create the good, the beautiful, and the holy. When Monroe described love, he said that love cannot be taught. It cannot be bought. Rather, love is a radiation within the individual, eternal and indestructible. He went on to say that love does not diminish at death, nor can you extinguish it in physical life. Again, it is eternal and indestructible. We are those loving, indestructible points of light. What I would like to do now is to give you my view of love, and then to share with you 3 practical applications of how you and I can express it. Let's now begin with the most important statement that I or anyone else can make. Love is a creating energy that emanates from within you. Let me say it again. Love is a creating energy that emanates from within you. One more time. Love is a creating energy that emanates from within you. Love is how you go about creating. Love originates within you. Love is the original energy of God in you. When you are in that creating energy of love, you are in the divine energy as you. Love is the experience of how God creates as you. Love is a knowing of how to create. It is pure and undefiled. It is something that must be allowed to come forth, something that must be allowed to flow. And very, 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 very importantly, you must not confuse what you love with how you love. People get lost in saying, I love you, or I love this, or I love that, before knowing what love is. Here is another big statement. Love starts from inside of you. It is a radiation of energy. It is so very important not to confuse the objects of love with the energy of love. Not to confuse the objects of love with the energy of love. Love is how you go about creating once you remember who you are. Let me just say it again. Love is how you go about creating once you remember who you are. Love is the energy of God in expression as you. Now, with this understanding of love, what I'd like to suggest to you are 3 very practical applications of how you put it into practice. First of all, let's deal with the practical, everyday things that you have to deal with. Let's begin, first of all, with a directive from Jesus when he said that you are the light of the world. Perhaps we can change the word light just a little bit to the word knowing. You are a knowing of what to do and how to do it in your daily life situations. By this I mean that as you deal with your everyday things, from relationships to work, from financial concerns to putting food on your table, from putting gas in the car to cutting the lawn, from the social commitments you have to all of the organizations to which you belong, you know what to do. You know what to do because this light and love within you helps you to see clearly what is asked of you and enables you to respond appropriately from the love that is within you to each particular situation. Are you not beginning to feel that you know exactly what to do in your daily life situations because you have the inner light? You have a clear knowing of what to do and the loving response from your Holy Spirit to do it. You know what you are doing and you do it lovingly. This inner confidence is such a beautiful gift, one that you have worked hard to acquire, but what a gift you have found. And can you imagine what this wonderful gift of light and love does for the people around you. You are modeling a behavior that is fully in the Christ consciousness. And as you are doing so, you are inviting others to do the same by simply inviting them to know what you now know, that you are the light and the love of life. One more thing, actually two things that are interrelated. The first one is that wherever you are, whether in a grocery store, at a wedding reception, or helping someone to convalesce, wherever you are meant to be the light right there, right at that moment. To express your love right there, right at that moment. You are always where you are meant to be, right there, at that moment. Secondly, may you come to trust that the universe, namely the people and the situations in your life, are always working for your good and for your growth, and the good and growth of all of those with whom you will be sharing your love. No one can make you believe these things, but once you create in love, you begin to realize that everything that surrounds you, your universe, creates in love, from love to you as love. This is the way of creative love. It is the way of the universe. Secondly, now to the second aspect of creative love, so incredibly exciting. In addition to dealing lovingly with your everyday situations, there is an increasing part of you that is now ready to create from your present state of awareness. By this I mean, there is now in you a longing, a desire to create what feels right for you at this time in your life. Let me repeat this. There is in you a longing, a desire to create for what feels right at this time in your life. You are not done with your life. Rather, you are now ready to express your next possibility of love, your next possibility of goodness. Sometimes your next thing will be a longing that is yet to be fulfilled within you. Or perhaps it might come out of the blue as an intuition, something that you just feel, I should do that, as Bob and I felt when we founded Now Creations. Whatever it is, may I suggest that it is found in this way. Take a moment. I suggest a half an hour. Have a writing pad with you. Take a half an hour. And then ask yourself this question. What would I now like to create in love from the growth and experience I presently have? Take a half an hour. Time yourself. Don't get up before half an hour. Notepad. What would I now like to bring forth in creative love from the experience and the growth that I now have? Do you not see that you can never exhaust the creative love that is within you? On the contrary, it is always fresh, always new, inexhaustible. This creative love can be anything from calling a family member to walking in a rally to support social treatment, fair treatment, equal treatment under the law. It's not what you do. It's how you do it. You know what's right for you now. And even now, don't you feel that creative urge within you? Love is moving through you right now. Do you not feel that movement of co-creation within you, inviting you to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy as you see fit, to take your rightful place as a co-creator of the universe? It's who you are. You are a loving co-creator, just as God is. You and God share the same substance. As God is a loving co-creator, so are you. Well, Vince, didn't you say that there was something, a third thing? But what could be more than you as a loving co-creator? Well, there's kind of one more thing that we just have to address. Remember, the first one was to lovingly respond to your daily responsibilities. And then the second one was to create from your inner guidance. And now for the third thing. Let me frame it in this way. Our basic goal in life, and let's be absolutely clear about it, our basic goal in life is to bring heaven to earth in ever more loving, creative ways. That's the goal, to be co-creators here on the planet in ever more loving, co-creating ways. Thus, what I would suggest, each morning before you get out of bed, I suggest that this intention of bringing heaven to earth, or however you put it, bringing awareness to the planet, that this intention of bringing heaven to earth becomes your daily intention before you get out of bed. And now here's the point. As you formulate this intention of bringing heaven to earth, it is important then for you to be attentive to all of the things in your day with this intention of bringing heaven to the situation. Let me say it again. Having made the intention of bringing heaven to earth, it is important for you to show up attentively to each of your situations. Whether it be one of daily responsibilities, whether it be one of possibility of creating from within you, what is important is to show up attentively with this addition, that as you show up in each particular situation, you never have to worry about what the situation is calling forth, because you have already set your intention to bring heaven to earth, and are confident that the universe is bringing to you right at this moment exactly what you need to be attentive to. You are showing up, not just in your responsibilities, not just in your creativity, but you are showing up to all of life. Today, right now, you are showing up to what the universe has in store for you at this particular moment. Today, right now. Do you not see this? You are showing up. Period. In conclusion, This is what we are bringing our creative love to. First of all, to the everyday events of our lives, to raise them up with our loving energy. Secondly, to our own creative inner guidance, expressing what is within us with great joy. And thirdly, to whatever the universe brings to us, showing up wherever we are, always meant to be there. You are the light of the world. You are the heavenly energy on planet Earth. This completes our trilogy, but not our lives. Remembering, creating, loving. What joy in life. And let me now bring you into meditation, and what a joy it is to do so. Let us now begin our meditation as we are wont to do, just simply focusing on the breath, never underestimating the importance of the breath. It settles you. It settles you. No need to force it, but don't be lackadaisical. Be attentive to your breathing, just breathing in and breathing out. Please begin. And would you notice that as you focus on the breath, whether it was the rose, the teaching, maybe just you, or the sharing of this call, would you just notice how peaceful you are? It's more than just calm. It's clear. Just notice how clear you are. And would you notice how good this clarity feels? Don't have to do anything, but just the clarity feels good. Notice this. This feels good. The clarity. And do you notice how whole and complete you feel right at this moment? You are in a state of being clear. And notice the joy, the happiness of this moment right now. You are now the radiation of love. I'll say it again. You are now the radiation of love. This is critically important. Do you now clearly understand that it is not the objects of love that make you loving, but rather the radiance of the love within you that makes the objects loved. I'll say this again. It's not the objects, people, things that make you loving. It is the radiance from within you that makes the things loved. Please sit with this. I'll say it again. It's not the objects that you love that make you loving. It's the love within you, radiating forth, that makes them loved. You must grasp this for your journey to evolve. Well, we certainly appreciate the objects of our affection. Truly we do. Just don't confuse the objects of your affection with the affection that enables you to love them. And in this state of awareness in which you are, may you just be attentive to the music and allow it to take you wherever you are so guided.
The light shines bright to illumine love without, love within. I honor thee. I honor thee. Namaste. I honor
Just like the rose, you are a thing of beauty, a joy forever, a forever joy, which enables us to say, I am an eternal being of light and love. Thus, only good can come to me, and only good can come from me. We are eternal beings of light and love. Thus, only good can come to us, and only good can come from us, because we show up. Namaste, dear mighty, mighty souls. Namaste.